It's been a big night in the world of economics with the handing down of the 2017-18 federal budget. We're calling it the tax and build budget, and that's because we saw some increased taxes through the Medicare levy and a levy for big banks, but there's also some big increased spending on infrastructure. For businesses, it wasn't as big a budget as it was last year, but there were plenty of positives. Firstly, the government fully intends to push through with one of the measures that they implemented last year, and that was to lower the company tax rate to 25%, and that was to be extended to all businesses by 2026-27. Secondly, the government has extended the instant asset write-off for small businesses until 30 June 2018. That means businesses with annual turnover less than 10 million, they can still fully depreciate assets worth up to 20k. Infrastructure played a big part in this year's budget. There's some big spending plans, which include an airport in Western Sydney and the Melbourne to Brisbane Inland Rail, as well as a raft of other projects across the country. The spending on infrastructure is one of the more encouraging aspects of the budget handed down today, as it supports economic activity, jobs, and assists in boosting productivity over the long run, and that is a big positive for businesses. Housing was a big feature of the budget, and there was an attempt to address housing affordability. There were some very interesting new initiatives that could go some way to making housing more affordable, more accessible. One of these was to allow contributions to superannuation by first home buyers of up to 30k, which can then be withdrawn from 1 July 2018 onwards. That will allow tax-deductible savings for potential first home buyers who are saving for a deposit. There are also some changes for foreign buyers. They now face more capital gains tax charges and a tax on properties which are left vacant for more than 6 months in a year. For investors, they haven't abolished negative gearing, but they have slightly tightened the rules on what can be used as a tax deduction. Now, the big question is, will these measures actually make a difference in making housing more affordable? Really, they only just tinker around the edges, but it was a tough ask for the budget to make a big difference. Housing affordability is a very complex issue that can't be solved easily. A lack of supply over the past decade, strong population growth, and low interest rates have all helped to prop up prices to their current levels. Elsewhere, there was some changes to education. There was more funding for schools, but more fees for higher education and funding cuts for university. The Medicare levy, that will increase from 2% to 2.5% from 1 July 2019. No one likes to see taxes increase, but it does go some way to addressing budget repair.